Hello dear learners, today we are going to talk about the MCQs from Pharmaceutical Chemistry 2. The subject code is 0812. We are going to talk about the synonyms part, that is also known as part, which is a very much untouched part from Pharmaceutical Chemistry 2. So here we are going to talk about the part 2, in which we are going to see few of the MCQs. Now this part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4 for synonyms covers the entire syllabus of your Pharmaceutical Chemistry 2, wherein the entire syllabus synonyms are being included, which are important from exam point of view. Like sometimes you don't know the meanings of the or the synonyms of the words, like in part 1 I have explained that nicotinamide is also known as coramine, or antineoplastics are also known as anti-cancer or cytotoxic drugs, like that. So to start with the part 2, first question is penicillin G is also known as dash. Whether it is also known as benzyl penicillin, whether it is also known as phenoxymethyl penicillin, whether it is known as ampicillin, or none of them. The correct answer is it is benzyl penicillin. Now why penicillin G is called as benzyl penicillin? The reason is, as you can see, this is the general structure of beta-lactam ring, wherein, as you all know, this is beta-lactam ring, this is thiazolidine ring, and this is acyl side chain. So the R group decides that which penicillin it is. Okay. So if the R is like benzyl, like here you can see it is CH2 and benzene ring. So if it is benzyl, then it is benzyl penicillin. Then if it is phenoxy, if phenoxy is there and this methyl is there, so it is phenoxymethyl penicillin, that is nothing but V, penicillin V. So why penicillin G is known as benzyl penicillin? Because the acyl side chain R is benzyl. So it is benzyl penicillin. Next question is chloroxylenol is also known as dash. Whether it is known as 4-chloro-3,5-xylenol, whether it is known as para-chloro-metaxylenol, whether it is known as PCMX, that is abbreviated form of para-chloro-metaxylenol, or all of them. The correct answer is it is all of them. Chloroxylenol is also known by all the three names. Now how it is? If you will see the structure of chloroxylenol, this is the structure of chloroxylenol, wherein third and fifth position is having 2-methyl. Like what is xylene, then we will first see. Now as you can see here, 2 methyls on benzene, but what is the position? It can be para also, okay, it can be meta also, okay. So this meta means, as you can see here, this is para, ortho, meta, again para, okay, meta, and this is ortho. These are ortho, these are meta, these are para. So both are there on the meta position. So it is metaxylenol. And xylenol is what? Xylenol is nothing but when 2 methyls are attached, it is on phenol, it is xylenol. Okay. And chlorine, when chlorine is at para position, it is known as para-chloro. This is para-chloro, meta position xylenol. मतलब जब phenol पे 2 CH3 आते हैं meta position, so it is metaxylenol. So it is PCMX, that is para-chloro-metaxylenol. It is known by the common name chloroxylenol, and the IUPAC is 4-chloro-3,5-dimethylphenol. At fourth position there is chlorine, and at third position and fifth position there is methyl. So it is PCMX, chloroxylenol, 4-chloro-3,5-dimethylphenol, or para-chloro-metaxylenol. Next question is focal seizures are also known as dash. Whether focal seizures are known as temporal lobe seizures, partial seizures, psychomotor seizures, or grand mal seizures? The correct answer is, it is partial seizure. Now, focal seizures are partial seizures. Why? Because focal means they are focusing. So, it is a particular area. Okay. So, wherein like this is focal partial, we will see it with the diagram. Since as you can see here in the diagram, generalized seizure is confined to whole area, and focal seizure, as you can see, it is focusing on a particular part. So, it is called as focal seizure, and there are various subtypes of these focal seizures, but that is partial seizures. Okay. So, these types of epilepsy, I have done it very nicely in the video of theory lecture about the types of epilepsy, of which the link is also I am including in the description box. So, types of epilepsy you are supposed to go through, because in types of epilepsy I have covered in detail why it is known as this, or why the synonym is like that and all. Next question is, absence seizures are also known as dash. Whether they are temporal lobe seizure, whether they are partial seizures, whether they are psychomotor seizures, whether they are petit mal seizures. The correct answer is, it is petit mal seizure. Why absence seizures are known as petit mal seizures? As you can see here in the diagram, absence, that is petit mal. So, it is nothing but a blank reaction, that is a person keeps on staring. Okay. This is very common in children's, but the thing is, absence seizures may, how you are supposed to remember that it is petit mal, since we are covering it with respect to synonym point of view. तो पेटित माल मराठी वर्ड है, पेटित माल मतलब ऐसे देख रहा है ये कुछ तो ऐसे सपने में खोया हुआ है, तो इट इज कुछ तो माल है पेटी में, तो इट इज पेटित माल. बिकॉज absence means absent minded. So the features you can easily remember, characters you can easily remember, characteristic, but how you are supposed to remember it from the synonym point of view, that absence is nothing but पेटित माल है. So वो सपने देख रहा है या फिर सपने देख रही है, so it is like absence is पेटित माल. Next question is, complex partial seizures are also known as dash. Whether they are known as temporal lobe seizures, psychomotor seizures, both of them or none of them. The correct answer is, it is both of them. Now why it is known by both the names, complex partial seizures? Because psychomotor seizure, it was anciently known by the name, previously known by the name psychomotor seizure, and this is confined to the temporal lobe, so it is called as temporal lobe epilepsy. Now the very first question which we have seen, like in types of epilepsy, that focal seizures are also known as partial seizure, and in that options were there like temporal lobe, psychomotor seizure. Now these are also partial only, but this is not the synonym of partial seizure. These are the types of partial seizure. So there the answer was, it is partial seizure. Focal seizures are known as partial seizures. And since the psychomotor seizures or complex partial seizures are confined to temporal lobe, so they are known as so it is known as temporal lobe epilepsy. Next question is, tonic-clonic seizures are also known as dash. Whether they are known as temporal lobe seizures, partial seizures, psychomotor seizures or grand mal seizures. The correct answer is, it is grand mal seizures. Abhi tonic-clonic. Since grand mal epilepsy, it is nothing but tonic-clonic seizure. So in tonic-clonic I have explained in the video which earlier also I mentioned in detail. The explanation is there, like what happens in tonic and what happens in clonic. Okay, tonic is supposed to deal with the heart rate and BP and all, and clonic is supposed to deal with the movement of the muscles. So in that video you will get the detailed explanation. Next question is, proflavin is dash. whether it's an antiseptic disinfectant, whether it's an acridine derivative, whether it's an 3,6-diaminoacridine, or all of them? The correct answer is it is all of them. Proflavin belongs to antiseptic disinfectant class also. It is a acridine derivative also, and it is 3,6-diaminoacridine chemically. Now how it is? We will see it with the diagram. Now this is the structure of proflavin. Now why it is known as 3,6-diaminoacridine? Because this is 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, then so 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, okay. So this is third and sixth position. There are 2 amino groups, and this middle ring, as you can see it here, and see the numbering also. This acridine moiety, on acridine moiety at third and sixth position, there are 2 amino. That is the reason it is 3,6-diaminoacridine, which is from the class antiseptic disinfectant, which is known as acridine derivative and 3,6-diaminoacridine. Why it is acridine derivative? Because on acridine ring, as you can see on the third and sixth position, there are 2 amino. So this is the derivative of acridine. Next question is, dapsone is dash. Whether it is DDS, whether it is effective against Mycobacterium leprae, whether it contains dianiline and sulfone group, or all of them? The correct answer is it is all of them. Now in earlier video also we have seen the explanation about this, that is synonyms part 2, and theory lecture is also there on the dapsone specifically, okay. So the explanation is, now this is dapsone, okay, here sulfone group is there, this is aniline, benzene ring and NH2, and this is aniline, and Mycobacterium leprae bacteria ke against they are effective, since they are used in treatment of leprosy. So it is effective against Mycobacterium leprae also. It contains dianiline and sulfone group also, and it is DDS, that is diamino diphenyl sulfone. Diamino diphenyl sulfone. Next question is, leprosy is also known as dash. Whether it is known as Hansen's disease, whether it's a surface infection caused due to Mycobacterium species, whether both of them or none of them? The correct answer is it is both of them. Why? Because Hansen discovered leprosy, so it is Hansen's disease. Then it's a surface infection. It is the type of communicable disease which is included in the surface infections, and it is caused due to Mycobacterium leprae. So it is both. Hansen's disease, okay, wherein this is caused due to Mycobacterium leprae and discovered by Hansen, and these are the signs symptoms of the leprosy, like finger deformities, skin discoloration, okay, etc. Next question is, undecylenic acid is also known as dash. Whether it is known as undecenoic acid, whether it is known as undecylenate, whether both of them or none of them? The correct answer is it is both of them. It is also known as undecenoic acid, and it is also known as undecylenate. Now why it is? Because see, this is undecylenic acid, okay, and this powder form is zinc undecylenate. So powder form is undecylenate, and undecenoic acid is also known as undecylenic acid, okay. Next question is, phenol is also known as dash. Whether it is known as carbolic acid, succinic acid, salicylic acid, or none of them? The correct answer is it is carbolic acid. Now why it is so? Because this, as you can see here, this is benzene sulfonic acid, because on benzene it is SO3H, that is H2SO4 है, उसका OH मतलब एक H2SO4 है, उसका OH अगर तुम लोग निकाल लोगे तो it is SO3H. Now on the action of NaOH, this sodium will be this hydrogen will be replaced by sodium, okay, so it is SO3Na, sodium salt. Then this Sodium salt is like ONA because SO2 will be released and this acid is formed, carbolic acid, which is nothing but phenol. Again sodium will be replaced with hydrogen. So it is hydroxy which is attached to the benzene ring. So it is nothing but phenol, which is carbolic acid. Next question is, formaldehyde is also known as whether formalin, methanol, salicylic acid or none of them. The correct answer is it is methanol. Now you might think that formalin is also possible, but formaldehyde is not formalin. Its aqueous solution is formalin and methanol is chemically formaldehyde is methanol. Now how it is? As you can see here, this is formaldehyde, this is formaldehyde. Now why it is so? Here you can see it is formic acid which is formaldehyde, okay, since it is like related to its carboxylic acid. And as you can see with respect to IUPAC, this is methanol. Al is the suffix for aldehyde, al, initial al, okay. So formaldehyde is also known as methanol and its aqueous solution is formalin. Next question is, antihistaminic agents are also known as dash. Whether they are known as anti-allergic drugs, whether they are known as anthelmintic drugs, whether they are known as anti-neoplastic drugs or none of them. The correct answer is it is anti-allergic drugs. Antihistaminic agents are also known as anti-allergic drugs. Anti to allergy, antihistaminic. मतलब क्या? Whatever the histamine is released, like we will see it with the help of diagram. Here this histamine receptors, H1 receptors are blocked, which are allergy specific, and H2 receptors are basically, as you can see here, H2 receptors are related to gastric acid secretion, H3 neurotransmission, H4 immunomodulation and H1 allergic responses. So these H1 blockers will block the H1 receptor and they will decrease the release of histamine, because of which they will treat the allergic conditions like your urticaria, okay, allergic rhinitis, etc. Now here you can see how histamine is released and how allergy is produced, okay, and how these are treating, antihistaminics are treating. So this is allergy ka mechanism, like allergen, in response to allergen antibodies are produced, okay. These antibodies, like histamine is produced from the mast cell. Now how it is responsible for allergy production, we will see. These antibodies will recognize, okay, these antibodies by binding on the mast cell, these recognizes the allergen, and this allergen, when it will bind to the antibody, the histamine will be released, which will produce an allergic reaction. So to suppress this allergic reaction, antihistamines are used, which will block these H1 receptors and which will prevent the allergic conditions. With this, we finish few of the MCQs from synonyms part. Okay, stay tuned for part 3, in which we are going to cover again few more MCQs from the synonym part. Thank you.